their eyes. And here in Riyadh this evening, where I've been having a lot of conversations at the FII conference, which is a big investment conference in Saudi Arabia, just spoke with Ray Dalio, who is the founder of one of the most successful hedge funds in history, that is Bridgewater. We talked about a range of issues, including AI, but I started off by asking him about the U.S. deficit. He's really been warning about this ticking time bomb on debt, and asked him whether he was encouraged by the money that's coming in from President Trump's tariffs.
The tariff revenue has been good revenue. In other words, that'll probably be $300 to $400 billion a year. However, right now, the spending is about $7 trillion. Taking in is about $5 trillion. And then there's the question of growth. Okay, so it's a real bet on growth. So you can understand that the policy is to make sure you have enough growth, try to get growth, and then also to try to then lower interest rates. Because not only do lower interest rates tend to stimulate growth and stimulate asset prices, but they have the effect of lowering the cost of debt service. So they have a bet, that's their bet. That looks to me like a very long shot bet, okay, and it's a risky bet, but I can't say, we're going to find out if that's going to be right or not.
I mean, they're projecting 3-4% growth.
When we take that, though, and you do it year after year, at least that's what the bet's on.
Do you think the growth targets are sustainable, achievable? At least 3% growth?
I think that when we're dealing with the change in the way the whole thing works, you're probably going to get, and we're seeing it now, this mammoth difference in what we were talking about, the economy. So you're going to see right now this top 1 to 10% of everything, the 1 to 10% that is, tech, AI, sensitive, and so on. That is going to be it, okay? And then you're going to see the bottom 60% of the population, bottom 60% of the population has below a 6th grade reading level. They're becoming really not productive. And so when you see this dynamic, I think we're going to see a lot more of that difference happening. And so when we can't talk about the economy as a whole, can't talk about the markets as a whole, you have to look at that difference. And you see the dynamic of the difference. You see it in the UK, you see it in France, you see it all around. Because then with this large wealth gap and so on, then there's the question of who has the money and spending. Because the top owns the stocks, and even the way that we're creating money. It's not as much from income. So where are the income taxes? It's more that you create a unicorn, and then the unicorn goes up. And then when they try to get the money, then people move. And so you have that dynamic. I think that force and that division between the circumstances of the people and even how that's dealt with laws. What are you going to do? It's almost like, take New York City, for example, okay? You can have people leave, okay? If they leave, or then you raise the taxes. If you don't raise the taxes, you have one set of problems. You raise the taxes, you have another set of problems.
What is the upshot of this?
You have that dynamic. So I think the big thing is recognize all the differences, the dramatic differences, because of all these changes in technology and what that means for capitalization, and also for, of course, AI and its impact.
So the inequality is something. I mean, the other thing, another force in your sort of historical perspective is the internal order, which is sort of where we're coming to on politics, and the fact that we're in this government shutdown now, 28 days in? What do you think is the impact of all of that?
I think we're beyond the democratic system of compromise, working together, and so on. I think that there's wars between the left and the right, and it's win at all costs. And so it's not like we play by cricket and that we're all going to be following the rules, and oh, I lose and I get voted out and so on. So I think that there's a great deal of political conflict, and with that and this is not just the United States, these are, as I say, England, France, and another number of places, Italy, and so on. So we're in that position. So I think I think then that creates the uncertainties about taxes, about where to live, the states that people are living in, where money should be, and so on. All of that, by the way, contributes to this element of gold and